my channel. I'm Brittany, and today I am back with another video. I'll be doing the freshman series kind of for you guys this week. So starting today, we'll be doing HBCUs versus PWIs, giving you guys kind of our experience. This may not be everybody's, but our experience with HBCUs and PWIs. So as you can see, I have my sister-in-law here.
Hi.
And she went to a PWI, she'll explain later, and then I went to a HBCU. So we're going to go ahead and get into this video. So we're going to start by saying what school we went to and why we chose it. So I'll let you go first.
Okay, I go to Lee, Ohio State, and I chose this school because I wanted to go to a big school and the best school in Ohio. So I was told that Ohio State was the best school in Ohio to go to.
So why did you choose a PWI over HBCU? Is it just because of the school, or was it
I didn't think like that when I was I didn't even know that Ohio State was a PWI when I applied. I just knew it was a good school and it was hard to get into. So I was like, if I get in there, I'll feel accomplished.
Okay, well, I went to the Grambling State University, and I actually applied to two different schools. So Grambling State and then Bowling Green State, I guess. Whatever, Bowling Green. I don't know if that's a PWI or what, but I kind of was not motivated to go to school. And my mom kind of was like, okay, your childhood friends go here. I know you'll be safe. Let's go. I booked our plane tickets. So that's kind of how I ended up there. But everyone in my church went to a HBCU, and they all worked for Procter & Gamble. So that's kind of the path that everybody expected me to go on. So me going to a HBCU was kind of chosen for me, not necessarily me choosing it. But that doesn't mean that I didn't like the school. So that's kind of why I chose Grambling State University. So the second topic is admission. So we're just going to talk about, like, was it hard for you to get in? Is it hard for people to get into a PWI versus a HBCU? Things like that. So how was it for you? Was it fairly easy?
I would say I was being overly confident and already knew that I would get in. But it was nerve-wracking because I got accepted like a week before, because they do like early admission. So if you apply by like November or something like that, you'll know by the end of January whether or not you got accepted. So I think it was the last week of January where I got my email saying that I had got accepted. So it was a little nerve-wracking just because I knew it was a hard school to get into.
Okay, so do you know like what the criteria was? Was it like you had a specific?
Oh yeah. So you had to have at least 25 on your ACT. You had to have above a 3.5 GPA. You had to be involved. Just things like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. So for the flip side at Grambling, I don't know the exact numbers because that was like 2011 and it's 2018. But I do know it was kind of like a 21 or something, 20 or 21 on your ACT. And then I think it's 2.0, 2.5 range. So as y'all can see, HBCUs and PWIs, the admission, it's easier for a HBCU, not necessarily all of them, because I do know that some of them have a higher GPA and score, test score level or number. But compared to us, like, you're going to have to be a 1 to get into these PWIs because they're not playing. The third one is the campus size. So how...
Oh, yeah. My school is really big. So you have like North Campus, South Campus, West Campus.
All on one?
It's it's all one school, but it's all very spaced out. We have like a river. Cutting it in half. It's all types. So it's really big. I think there's 50,000 of us that go there.
But Grambling is literally Grambling, Louisiana. So the school is a small part of a small city. So literally, if I'm standing on one side, I can see the other side, which is the football field. So it's fairly small. There's not a lot. Well, there's... To me, it's a lot of people because it's more than high school, but compared to your school, it's not. It's
Small
not.
rooms,
It's
that's
super.
small.
It's super small. And we all know each other. We all family. So no. The next kind of with the campus size, the dorm. Like how big are they? How are they structured?
We have a lot of dorms because at Ohio State you're required to live on campus your first and second years. So we have a lot of dorms. They're really big. Some of them are small, some of them are older, and then we have some that are like 11, 14 floors, 17 floors. Like we have a lot of big buildings.
Do y'all all have the traditional where you have
they have multiple designs.
Oh, okay.
So depending on your building, you might have a traditional where it's like 2 people to a room in a community bathroom, or you might have the one where it's like, I don't know, 10 people and then you have a living room area. Like there's a bunch of different, because it'll be like 5 rooms, 2 in each room, and then you have like a center living space for all of y'all. Yeah, I think it's 8 or 10. I know it's at least 4 rooms in there, but yeah. So it's a whole bunch of different types.
So at Grambling, there's the 2 older dorms where there's 1 big room with 2 people in it, and then the community bathrooms. And then that's only 2 floors. And then there's the ones where there's 1 big bathroom, there's 2 closets next to the door, there's a bathroom in the room, and then there's 2 sinks in the room also, and then you have your 2 sides. But then there's also where you can do 4 people or 2 people. So the 4 people is kind of like what you were saying. There's 2 on each side, 2 individual rooms on each side, and then the living room, and then like a kitchen kind of thing. Or you could do the 2 that I stayed in where there's 2 people, and then the living room, and then the kitchen, and then there's bathrooms in there. You have your sinks for each person.
There's so many of us that they will not do that. If you get a suite, then you'll get something like that, and that's for the people who are like really smart.
See, but there's not that many people.
Oh yeah, our school is too big for that.
Yeah, and then they have where they just opened this up, but they closed it, where it's like a house, and there was 3 rooms in the house, and then a big living room, a full kitchen.
So it's like a dorm though?
No, it was a house with 3 rooms.
It was like for sororities, or is just...
No, it was for first come first serve kind of thing, and that's where our best friend stayed. So that's where people would cook, because literally it was ovens, like all of that. So that's the dorms for Grambling. I might have some pictures that I can put.
1 kitchen, and I think 1,000 people lived in my building, and
Was
there
was
2 kitchens total in the whole building.
Where it's like ovens and stuff.
Yeah, ovens, stoves, all of that. It was like a legitimate kitchen, but
we couldn't have
10,000 people.
Yeah, we couldn't have
1,000.
We didn't have onions. We didn't have ovens in our room like that I was in. So you just had to go to the cafe. Or go to someone's apartment or the house.
Yeah,
thing.
I've used that kitchen once, so I ate at the dining halls.
You don't have that. Okay, so the next one, I don't even know what number this is. The next one is like the culture. So being a black person on a predominantly white campus, how is like the culture?
It was weird at first, just because my high school was pretty like mixed. It was like half and half. Like there were the same amount of black students as white students. So at my school it was like totally different. There's way more Asians and white students than there are black people. Like how she was saying how everybody knows each other at her school, me and all the black people at my school know each other.
So y'all like hang together.
Yeah, like they have a lot of clubs and stuff just for us to see other people that look like us.
That's real good.
Yeah, we're all really like close just because there's not very many of us. So
that's good. Well, going to HBCU, everyone's black, but there are people that are white, Asian, from overseas, things like that. There are a few of those, but for the most part, we all are black. So we kind of were able to get into our culture, you know, learn about our school, learn about history, learn about the people who went to the school, things like that. So there was no culture shock or anything like that because we all black, you know. So we all hung together. We all could relate different struggles, different people, but people were from different areas. So we still got that diversity going on.
yeah.
So the next one is student social life. So what were some things that you guys did with clubs, activities?
When I got to school, I told myself that I would try to hang with everybody and not just hang with the black people. So as far as like social settings, in class, I probably talk to majority like other white students. I don't know, it's the same talking to like.
Was there like events that y'all had like every week, like on Tuesday we did this?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we had a thing called BSA, and that's basically all the black students getting together. So on Thursdays we would all like meet up at this I don't know, at a building, and they would have food, and we would talk about different like social issues and things like that, and just get to know everybody. On the weekends, I feel like everybody's at bars and partying, and then throughout the week, there's something going on every day at my school. So if you, I don't know.
So there's a stereotype that white people party harder than black people. Do you think that's true? Okay. Just wanted to throw that out there. Okay. So for HBCU, we had Turn Up Tuesday.
We didn't have nothing like, I went to school boring for real.
And Thursday. I don't remember the specific name. I think it was Turn Up Tuesday and Thursday, but from 12 to 1 on Tuesday and Thursday, no one had class. So they would go on our yard. The DJs would play music. DJ Twins, they're the school's DJs. DJ Twins would go out and play music. You could dance. The Greeks would stroll, hop, whatever. Like, it was kind of a big day party.
No, never.
Really?
We had those every blue moon.
Really?
But there was no Turn Up Tuesday or nothing.
And then there was, like, in the CAF, they would decorate. So, like, for St. Patrick's Day, they would decorate. For Mardi Gras, they would have, like, king cake and stuff like that. So yeah, it was kind of very interactive.
Like that. And then, like, our dining halls were really big, and we had a lot of them. So it's like we decorate that. Yeah, we had a bunch of dining halls. Because we have North Campus, South.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big school.
We only have one. So, food. How was the food?
Great. Now, everybody complains about college food and the cafes and just the dining halls and how they don't like the food that their school provides. Our school food is really
I saw it
good.
on Snapchat. Our food
Oh, yeah, we had a hibachi station. They all types of stuff. It was, our food was great.
See,
Not enough seasoning, but
I wouldn't say that our food was nasty, but they had their days where they just didn't care, kind of thing. So on Tuesday was Fried Chicken Tuesday, like every Friday, and the CAF was packed for dinner because everybody wanted some fried chicken. You know, that's what we eat, fried chicken. And then on Fridays we did fish. So at lunch it was baked fish, and then for dinner was fried fish. So mostly everybody goes home that's local goes home on Friday. So there wasn't as many people there on Fridays, but still. And then they opened up a pasta station where you could choose like your different pastas, what you want on it, things like that. So those are my favorites. Those are kind of the big ones that we had.
we
ain't had no hibachi.
We had chicken tenders on Thursdays, and those would be gone instantly. Everybody loved those.
Well, chicken.
With chicken tenders.
Yeah.
There we go.
So the last one that I have on my list, and if you guys have any other ones, you can leave them down below. We'll do a part 2. But the last one I have is Greek life. I guess for you, was it kind of like a more of the white Greeks that run the campus, or did the black Greeks kind of run?
I mainly associated with the black Greeks. Like, if I saw a white Greek, I wouldn't know that they were like with different, because I'm not into Greek life already, but it was like with the Q's and just certain people like that, like they were always making it obvious that they were that particular, like, I don't know.
Did any particular one like run the school? Was like they were the popular ones at your school?
In the black community, I would say the Q's for the boys, and then for the girls, probably I don't know. I can't even.
Well, for us, we don't have clearly, of course, white Greeks, but do y'all have non-Greeks?
What is that?
Like clubs and organizations?
I wouldn't know.
Okay, so at the HBCUs, we have Greeks and non-Greeks. So the Greeks are your D9. So the D9 was our Greeks, but we also had non-Greeks, which is like DBW, which is Distinguished Black Women, UAAM, United African American Men, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So they had different clubs and they had names.
Clubs. Yeah, okay.
But like when we had like Greek shows, step shows, and stuff like that, they would do all of them together. So the Greeks and the non-Greeks were able to stroll.
We didn't do anything like that.
Yeah, and then like for Tuesdays and Thursdays, the non-Greeks were able to go on the yard and stroll and stuff like that. So they had strolls, but they're just not the D9 Greeks. And then there's also other schools that have the same non-Greeks, so they like meet. So same thing as Greeks, are just not Greeks. So that's kind of how the Greek life was. They always threw parties on the weekends.
Yeah, our cues, we didn't have cues, we didn't have any parties. They threw all of our parties.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they always threw parties, kickbacks. Did y'all do kickbacks?
Yeah, we did kickbacks.
Kickbacks, yep. So it's kind of what the HBCU versus PWI is looking like right now. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, definitely leave them down below in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I am out. Peace.